we left off at the start of, I believe it's a Mane's flashback? I'm just taking a stab at it, dark, but it probably is, because it's in the garage. Let's see what the mystery is, gang. The old garage, built in a hidden part of the school grounds. It seems like no one is using it, and is seen by almost nobody. I thought there might be something interesting in there, so I sneaked inside. The first time I saw it, I just thought, there's some weird object in here. I wasn't particularly interested in it. The thing that changed everything was finding that photo. Oh, hold on. Yep. Hidden carefully inside that notebook was that incredibly beautiful photograph of the clouds. Could such a beautiful sky really exist? It was so amazing. I thought myself asking this. But it's strange. What is it about this photo? Ah, I know! Yes, this photograph was taken from above the clouds. Thanks. That is what was written on the pages between which it was placed. We are so lucky. We, purely by chance, were able to fly through the morning glory that suddenly appeared above Kazagura. This could be considered a miracle and was an unbelievable experience. Morning glory? They flew? As I continued to read the notebook, or rather, flight log, I became more and more engrossed. This photograph of the clouds was taken by the people who used this garage and flew above the clouds in an aircraft called a glider. This glider has no engine and flies by riding the wind. How must that feel to ride on the wind and fly? To pass through that beautiful passage of clouds. When I pondered on that thought, my mind had already been made up. To repair the abandoned glider and aim for the distant clouds. The next day, I immediately revealed my great plan to my best friend. Oh, come on. I have a feeling that wasn't a Mane, that was a Suka. Oh my god. They said they were best friends. They were obviously best friends. I mean, come on. The sun's starting to go down. Shall we call it a day? Oh god, we're practicing more? Eiji said as I was taking a breather after returning from our flight. We can go one more time, can't we? We still have a little time before the sun goes down completely. There's no street lights around here, so it'll be pretty dark before the sun goes down. That will make landing dangerous. She's right. When we came back down, it was hard to see the runway and my depth perception was messed up. So that's why we're all finished for today. Katori, let's get going. Ajay calls Katori on her cell phone right now. Katori is by the winch. Are we done for today? Yes, perfect wind for training and just started blowing through. Though. Nothing we can do about that. We don't want to have any accidents. As she speaks, Amane looks towards the eastern sky. There is the orange glow of the sunset. The same as always. Looks like the sign has appeared again. The sky indicated that nothing would happen the following morning. I watched her from the side while she looked to the sky, and her face seemed filled with impatience. Uh-oh. She must want the day. Since the winch came back, we've been doing as many test flights as possible every day. There are adjustments to be made to the glider, but the main objective is for Amane and I to do flight training. Thanks. You were able to fly quite high today. Ah, my back is itchy. How high was it roughly? Around 600 meters. I mean, brag, but you know, just that's like nearly 1,000, mate. No, that's the highest so far. Yeah, you're really getting the hang of this, aren't you? Yeah, but it's still hard to ride the thermals. Thermals are the vertical drafts formed by air heated but Earth's surface. They occur more easily in areas where the temperature above the ground rises easily, like soil or asphalt. By catching these thermals, we can fly to higher altitudes. However, the thing we're chasing is the wind, which is invisible. It's not easy to coach. Even after riding it well, the wind is fickle. The flow and strength are not stable, and may suddenly disappear. But if we don't get good at riding it, we won't be able to fly high enough to reach the patches of clouds. Amanda looks down with a blank expression, and without even attempting to eat, plays with her pasta with her fork. You didn't like it? Huh? No, it's not that. I've been doing some thinking. She gave a faint smile and prodded at her pastry. I looked towards Agia and shrugged. Katori was next to Amane, absorbed in reading the book that she had borrowed from the library. Why don't you do that after you've finished eating? Dumb bitch. Sure! It's no good, she's not listening. Katori, for a long time, has been finding out about our morning glories. Since we started the test flights, Katori, being disabled, has had nothing to do except operate the winch. That's why she seems to be thinking I'm useless. She was really involved in the construction of the main wings too, so that's not true at all. But because of this, we found out about something important a few days ago, after the farewell party. Oh, this is about the natural phenomenon that occurred back Burketown in Australia. That's where I am. This is where I am. Well, I'm in Australia. I've never heard of Burketown before. Hibari translated from the book written in English after being pestered by Katori. It's a book about morning glory. According to this, the clouds that appear above Australia can have a length of proximity. Sorry, I don't know why. Can have a total length of approximately 1,000 kilometers. It's not just one cloud that appears. It could be many at the same time. When the sun comes up, the temperature increases and the clouds disappear. There's only about 2 hours before that happens. For the local people, this is a sign of rain, and raging winds blow beneath the clouds. The altitude of the clouds is about 1 or 2 kilometers. If you can ride the vertical drafts well, it is possible to reach those altitudes. This is caused by a collision of sea breeze and the land breeze. And at night, the air cold and wind speed drops in the inversion layer. Wait. Yep, that was all Barry. If we can understand the mechanisms of it all, it's easy to predict because Korea has vastly different terrain and weather conditions to Australia. Aren't there any other signs that are easier to understand? It has something like that written here. Hibari translates as she reads. Warm winds blow from the north, and that does the eastern sky becomes purple. It's as if water droplets appear in the fridge at the pub. It will occur. Look. In, like, an academic journal or whatever, I don't think they'll say, oh, the droplets appear in the fridge in the pub, mate. Ow, I hit my elbow. Maybe they do, I don't know. I just know that might... like, every Australian researcher spends his time at the pub. There might be a pub around here. Calm down, this is talking about Australia. It is that on mornings when the air temperature is low, but the overall temperature is high, it often occurs. The air temperature is low, but the overall temperature is high, and it does come the evening before the eastern sky is purple. Wait a second! Katori excitedly opens a page in the old notebook. It's a flight log written by one of the old members. Hey, look at this! Katori opened it to the page that explained the signs that were seen on the day the photograph was taken. In other words, the day that the morning glory had a key. It appears that they did a test on that day, and there was detailed information on the weather conditions written in the flight log. When they did the test at around 4 PM, the air temperatures were 23 degrees centigrade. That's pretty low for the height of summer. It says after that a strong wind blew from the direction of the sunset. It was chilly. This was written in the remarks column. They went to the effort of writing it, so that must mean that there was quite a big change in the air temp. As for the colour of the sky, it doesn't say. The important thing is the log was written without the knowledge that today, morning glory will hazel. They wrote this without realizing that this was a sign of the morning glory. This is a pretty big end, isn't it? Yeah, thanks, Amari. I'll have them internet. Since then, Katori has been checking the weather forecast every night and reading books about the weather like she's... about weather. Like she's trying to become a weather forecaster or something. So the 3 signs that indicate the coming of a morning glory are as follows. 1. The day before, a warm, strong wind blows, and the temperature is high enough to cause water droplets to appear on the fridge in a pub. Why does it have to be in a pub? It can't just be any old fridge. 2. At dusk, on the day before, the eastern sky is purple. 3. It's much cooler than most summer days. Perhaps this information isn't just nonsense, and this is all we had to go on. Hey, Aoi! Whose turn is it today? I'm not sure. Every day we take it in turns to wake up before dawn to see whether or not those clouds have appeared, even if there are no signs the day before. Whose turn is it today? Oh god, I don't know. I honestly don't know who it is, so I just pick. Do I know? I honestly, look. Maybe this is payback for getting a boyfriend before you can go out with me, mate. Lol. Aegea. It's you, isn't it, Aegea? Ah, is it? Hey, don't try to play dumb. Well then, I'd better quickly have a bath and go to bed. If the morning glory does come, we have to fly right away. That's why we covered the glider on the runway and just... That's why we covered the glider on the runway and just covered it up with a sheet. Even if it doesn't occur, we can still start doing test flights from early in the morning. It's a little rough, but it doesn't look like it's going to rain, so there isn't much we can do. There's no way we can let this 1 in a million chance pass us by. Huh? It's still dark outside my window. My alarm isn't ringing either. Even so, I woke up anyway. Ugh. I remember this feeling. This often happened to me the day before a competition. Outside, it's still dark and the eastern sky still hasn't begun to get brighter. It's Aegea's turn, so she should be awake now. If she's not awake, I'll give her an ear bashing. Oh, there she is. Wow! Oh no, did I scare you? Sorry. I say as Aegea looks at me and then she opens her eyes even wider. Excuse me, aren't you overreacting just a little bit? Whoa! I'm surprised too by her reaction. Why are you here, Aoi? Wait, am I doing the right voice? Hello, Aoi! Yeah, I'm doing the right voice. Why? Because I'm awake. Well, I felt kind of nervous and I opened my eyes. This happened a lot before competitions. I try to stay calm, but I'm always quietly nervous. Oh, really?
Uh, hmm,
What's wrong?
nothing. You didn't hear, did you?
Were you humming a song or something?
No, if you didn't hear, then that's okay.
What are you talking about?
No, I said it's nothing. No big deal. It's nothing that would be a problem if you heard it.
What the hell is going on? I've only just gotten up and my brain isn't really working yet, so I can't find the energy to pursue it. So, how's the sky?
Right now, it doesn't look like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, seems like it. I knew as soon as I came outside. If you can hear something, then that's my neighbor being a dick. I knew as soon as I came outside. It's dawn, so the air temperature is cool, but it's not as cold as the temperature in the records. There's hardly any wind either. One side of the sky, well, actually, the whole thing is filled with stars.
It's pretty, isn't it?
It sure is. To say that the sky is pretty means that it doesn't look like the phenomenon we are hoping for. Looks like it's no good.
Don't say that.
Yeah, sorry. It's taboo to talk about losing before a competition. She shouldn't have to tell me that. Even so. Because of the time, the position of the twinkling stars is quite different. The so-called summer constellations are disappearing to the west, and the ones in the sky now are the fall constellations, like the square of Pegasus, or the W shape of Cassiopeia. Maybe on the eastern horizon, the winter constellation of Orion would be just peeking out. It's strange to think that these stars would be coming out while we're sleeping.
That's true.
Ajia's eyes sparkle as she looks up at the stars. Perhaps they're making the same face as her.
It's really mysterious.
What is?
This and that. Oh god, lots of things. The stars in the sky, to be here looking at them this time, being in places with you, Aoi. Everything.
I see what you mean.
How would we tell our past selves that we would be at the witch's mansion looking at the stars at dawn so that we could fly a glider?
Our past selves wouldn't believe it.
They wouldn't, would they?
Back then, we were scared of this place. We would play at the secret base, and when we got tired from playing, we'd go to the old shopping street, eat ramen at Taiyukin, and go home and collapse in a heap. We can't go back to those nostalgic days. Yeah, I mean, I moved away, came back 5 years later, got a job at the witch's mansion, flew a glider at dawn. When I say it like that, it seems so untrue.
I've got to thank you, Aoi.
Me?
Yeah, for coming back and becoming the door mother of this place. Because of that, I got the money and got involved with the glider. If that hadn't happened, I would have stayed at the Rebel Club and would have been aiming for the contest.
Did I do something bad?
Not at all. I've been enjoying myself so much. That's why I'm thanking you, Aoi.
Ajia made a nice face as she smiled. Even at this hour, I could see it so brightly. Then Ajia looked back up at the starry sky. I looked at her chin and neck. It's so different to before. Now she has such a rounded, feminine features to her profile. But there are still traces of the past, and I'm about to tell her about how I feel. No. I panicked and raised my head. I looked to the starry sky above. Oh, he was about to say that he loves her. Then he pussed out.
The thing that An-chan made is flying through space.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it?
When I heard about it, I really liked the sound of it.
You mean the glider?
Yeah. I think that's something you've made yourself. You can go to amazing places and see amazing things that no one has ever seen. I think that's the coolest thing ever.
You're right. I looked towards the eastern sky. Apparently, at this time, it is possible to see satellites which are hit by the sunlight before the Earth with the naked eye. That's where the parts that aren't yet would be flying through space. It really is pretty damn cool. We want to fly too, to a sky that no one's ever seen.
You could do it, Aoi, I'm sure of it.
That would be good. We stand next to each other and look at the eastern sky. It seems like it's gone ever so slightly purple. Isn't that one of the signs that it's gonna come?
It's not coming, is it?
As always, there are no clouds and it doesn't look like the morning glory will occur. Even so, we're creating other kinds of memories as we continue to look at the dawn sky.